only did his sister get cheated on, but her boyfriend cheated on her with a man. Like, that is a double whammy. Like, hey my loves, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jay. If you're not new, then welcome back. So you can tell by the title what I'm about to do today. So I put a poll on my Instagram asking y'all what y'all want to see for my next video, and y'all chose reading Reddit stories. So that's what I'm here to do today. I'm just gonna get straight into the video. Let's just hop into the first story, or the first Reddit post. This one is titled, "My boyfriend encouraged a 15-year-old girl to flirt with him. Is this a red flag?" She's 21, he is 22. That's insane. Last night, my boyfriend and I went to his younger brother's basketball game. I have been to a couple games with his family before and am very close with his brothers. While sitting and watching the game, a young girl comes over and sits next to my boyfriend's dad. While I was focused on the game, the girl starts talking to my boyfriend. He then introduces me to the girl. She was one of the brother's friend's little sisters, who the family has known for a very long time. When my boyfriend told her I was his girlfriend, she gave me an odd look, but then quickly put a smile back on her face. Okay. I said hi, and we talked about her older brother for a little bit since I knew her brother. Then she began to ignore me and went back talking to my boyfriend and his dad. I continued listening to their conversation, and the girl was clearly flirting with my boyfriend, and he was laughing along. At one point, out of the corner of my eye, I saw her reach out and twirl his hair between her fingers. My boyfriend slightly shifts away from her touch, but once again laughed it off. What is funny about that? Why are you laughing? Like, that's weird. She then starts calling him goofy nicknames because of his mustache and tells him, "You should shave it off. You look so good with a clean shaved face." To which my boyfriend says that he wasn't going to shave anytime soon because I like his facial hair, but he would keep that in mind. That's sickening. What do you mean keep it in mind? The game ended and the girl continues to laugh and touches my boyfriend's arm continuously, and he doesn't say or do anything but laugh with her. What is funny? She is 15. What is funny? This whole time I'm thinking the situation is funny because the nerve of this 15-year-old girl was unreal. I did not feel threatened or upset by this exchange at all, but she reached out and played with his hair again, and he barely moved away from her touch. I'm thinking that she's bold like this because, like, this has happened before. Because he's not uncomfortable. Like, he's acting like this is just, like, normal. That's weird because he's what? He's 22. Like, what's going on? My boyfriend and I left the gymnasium, and when walking out to the car, the girl's dad stops talking to us in the parking lot. Once again, they're close family friends, so this is not unusual. While standing there talking, the girl comes back running over, jumped on my boyfriend's back while giggling. My boyfriend laughed and sat her down, then said we needed to leave and said our goodbyes. The girl said she is sad he is leaving and says goodbye, then glares at me and gets in the car without another word. Get the what? Her older brother comes out, gives both my boyfriend and I a hug, then we walk to our car. Once in the car, I made a joke about how glaringly obvious her flirting was, which my boyfriend responds, "Yeah, I don't know what's up. She usually isn't kind of that obvious about it. It must have been because you were here." What do you mean she's not that obvious about it? That means that you've been flirting with this 15-year-old girl, basically. That immediate turn off. Like, what are you talking about? She's not that obvious. That means that y'all do this all the time? Like, what? That should have pissed me off. Just take me home. Just take me home because you're being weird. And begins laughing about it. We continued joking about it and laughed about it until I said, "You like attention," and he just shrugged. I turned to him and asked him if he liked the attention of the girl. He said, "No, she's only 15. And I responded, "Then why do you keep egging it on the whole time?" And he just shrugged. If anybody, people that like attention from anybody are the scariest people, because, like, I understand if you want attention, whatever, but you being able to just take attention from anybody, no matter their circumstances, like, that's scary and you need help. Like, you like attention from a 15-year-old girl, like, that's weird. This made me uncomfortable. When we got home, he apologized and said he doesn't enjoy the affection, and if he had the choice, he would choose not to have her flirt with him. But because they're family friends, he doesn't want to be rude to her. What do you mean if you had the choice? Like, what do you mean if you had the choice? I understand that, but I feel as though laughing and encouraging her is gross. I feel like he was almost flirting back in a way. He continued to reassure me and apologize for making me uncomfortable. Her question is, am I overreacting or is this a red flag? You're not overreacting. This is weird. First of all, he's going along with it. Like, it'd be one thing if there was like just talking, whatever, making jokes. Even then, that's weird. But she's like literally touching him, curling his hair, doing all this. Like, what are you talking about? Like, she's 15. And then she's also glaring at you and basically throwing shots at you. And your boyfriend's just like, ha 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 ha. Like, what is funny? What is funny about, like, no, that's weird. It would be weird if it was just a regular girl y'all age. But for it to be a 15-year-old girl on top of that, like, that makes it extra weird. And I would just break up with him because wow, we're not doing that. No, absolutely not. Next one. Am I the asshole for abandoning my mother-in-law in a parking lot full of watching people? All right. That's messed up, but let's see. Okay. I, 26-year-old female, am a stay-at-home mom, and I pick my daughter up after school. My husband, 35-year-old male, takes her to school in the mornings and on his way to work. My mother-in-law got divorced a couple months ago, not so subtly complained to my husband that she was lonely. So my husband insisted that we have her over every weekend. That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, but that's a lot. Every single weekend. Mother-in-law and I don't get along. For example, mother-in-law has always made snide remarks about me being a teenage mom, and I learned to ignore it since my husband asked me to keep the peace. First of all, if I'm with somebody and their mother-in-law is making like comments about me, and all you say is, oh, just keep the peace. Like, no, I'm not gonna keep the peace, because why is she talking about me? Like, I don't understand. Like, you need to check your mom, period. You need to check your mother. Because what do I look like keeping the peace? Especially when it's in regards to like you being a teenage mom, like, oh well. Because then it's like you're really talking about my child, and we're not about to do that at all. When she began coming over, she would make comments about how dusty the floor was, how much laundry was in the basket, etc., hinting that I should be doing more housework as a stay-at-home mom. First of all, you shouldn't even be at my house, so that's one. Fuck. Like, if you don't like being here, then don't be here, bitch. And like, you're not even welcomed like that, first of all. The final straw was when she commented about our daughter's academic abilities, saying stuff about how she's below standard and blaming me for not putting in the effort to teach her. After a big argument, my husband finally agreed that he would visit mother-in-law at her house. Mother-in-law and I haven't spoken to each other since. First of all, if they're married, right? That's basically his daughter too. I don't know if that's his daughter or like it's just married and whatever. That doesn't matter, because once y'all get married, that's your daughter. So for there to be like a big argument over something that, like a comment that your mom made about our daughter, we should have never argued about that. That shit should have been handled off rip. Because what are you talking about? Like, that should have been handled off rip. We should have never had to argue. There should have never been nothing. We should have came to a mutual agreement that we're done with her ass, because don't talk about my child. Like, what are you talking? Like, I don't have kids, but people don't play about their kids. So it should have just been cut off from there. Because what do you, like, what? You can talk about me all you want, but my kid, no. Mother-in-law's Cadillac converter got stolen yesterday and hasn't gotten fixed yet. My husband drove her to work in the morning and asked me to pick her up. I said no. Mother-in-law works fairly close to our daughter's school, about a 15-minute walk. In the middle of the day, my husband sends me a text saying that he convinced mother-in-law to walk to our daughter's school so I can pick them both up. I arrive at my daughter's school and see mother-in-law with daughter. I walk up to them and tell mother-in-law that she could find a way home and I'm not going to give her a ride. Simple. You already said no. Like, she started to create a scene and the other parents and children were starting to stare. So I took my daughter by the hand and drove away. I know, that's right. And you know what? I'm sorry, because I'm on her side. Like you already was talking about my daughter. Now you think you finna get in my car? and waste my time and my gas to drive you? No. Fuck you. Like, what? No, girl, I don't care. And plus, she already said no. Like, why are you trying to force it? Like, she said no, period. Like, I don't know why you, like, I would be like, I don't know why you told her to walk to our daughter's school, because I already told you I'm not giving her a ride. Simple as that. Husband yelled at me when he got home, saying that I embarrassed mother-in-law in front of the other parents and left her stranded when I could have easily drove her home. It really wouldn't have been much work to drive her home one time, and I'm regretting causing a scene at my daughter's school because her classmates and their parents might have seen. Am I the asshole? No, you're not an asshole, because you said no. Like, that's the thing. Like, it'd be one thing if she, like, committed to it and then was like, yeah, no, never mind. But she said no from the beginning, so her husband trying to force it. Like, if she said no, then she said no. You having that's your fault for having your mom show up somewhere that she's not welcomed. The fuck? Like, y'all should have pre-planned for that. Or she could have took a Lyft, she could have took an Uber or something. Like, call your mama Uber if you're that concerned about it. Would I be the asshole for telling my sister her boyfriend cheated on her with me? Damn. I, 19-year-old male, have a sister, Leela, 24-year-old female. I don't talk to my family much, mostly because we aren't on good terms and I live in another state. Basically, I was at a gay club with some friends and a guy approached me. He was a bit older than me, probably in his late 20s or early 30s. We started chatting and we ended up in a hotel room at the end of the night. Then we never saw each other again. This was 3 months ago. So, just to be clear, this is the brother. So this is a guy who met another guy at a gay club and hooked up with him one night, okay? Now, I was invited to a family dinner for my grandma's birthday, and I arrived early enough to be able to catch up with a few cousins before the dinner. And guess who came a few minutes later? Leela and the guy I hooked up with. He stared at me, and God, believe me when I tell you, that shit was awkward as fuck. That's so funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. My sister introduced him to me as her boyfriend of 8 months. 8 months. Mind you, they hooked up 3 months ago. That's trashy. Which meant that the jerk cheated on her with me. I tried to stay away from them throughout the dinner, but eventually he pulled me aside when my sister went to the kitchen. He begged me not to tell Layla about what happened, and when I asked him why I shouldn't, he said, you would be an asshole for breaking her heart. Ooh wee. And I told him that was his problem and that he shouldn't have cheated. He tried to explain that because he was in another state away from Leela, he didn't have his needs met or some other BS. Okay, but your needs are to be with a man, so I don't get it. That don't make, like, that doesn't make sense. Like, your needs are to be with a man, not a woman, so that doesn't, like, what are you talking about? I told him I'll still tell her, and he tried to threaten me, but I just left the dinner early. Now he's texting me and saying I'm the asshole for sleeping with a taken man. Oh my gosh. And if I told my sister, I would be just as much of a jerk as him. That's, you know, that he's trying to gaslight him so bad. Like, what are you talking about? How would he even have known that you were taken, especially by his sister? You think if he knew that you were dating his sister, he would hook up with you? Like, no. Like, what? I'm honestly really conflicted. I want to tell my sister, but I don't want her to think I purposely slept with her boyfriend. So would I be the asshole? See, he got all up in your head, because now you think that you're gonna be the asshole if you tell your sister, because she's gonna think that, because you think that she's gonna think that you purposefully slept with him, because that's probably what he's gonna try to tell her. But how would you have known that? Why would you have done that? See, he's trying to manipulate you, and he's trying to get in your head, and that's insane. Like, what do you mean it's your fault for sleeping with a taken man? Like, you're the one that's in the relationship. Like, if anything, well, obviously not in this situation, but if anything, like, the person that's in the relationship is the one that holds the loyalty. So how are you gonna blame him for sleeping with you? And then telling his sister, not only did his sister get cheated on, but her boyfriend cheated on her with a man. Like, that is a double whammy. Like, what do you even, like, do? Like, I would personally be devastated. I would be devastated, distraught, in distress. Because what? Like, damn. 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 This one is titled, I accidentally said my friend's name while having sex with my boyfriend. What do I do? That's not even funny. That's, oh my God. I know I fucked up. I made a mistake. I'm not cheating on my boyfriend, nor do I have romantic feelings for my friend. I just slipped up. I'm not typically very vocal in bed. I'm not a dirty talker, more of a moaner. Typically, the most I'll actually say are curse words, which I think make it clear if I'm enjoying it. My boyfriend prefers dirty talk, like full sentences, which is something I've never done and I'm not used to. I'm also not a great speaker. I trip over my words very frequently and mix up words. So I think it's understandable that when I'm currently preoccupied by something that feels really good, I may not speak the best. Okay. So when you're tripped up on your words, you think about your friend? That don't sound right. So things were happening and I said the name of my friend. My boyfriend immediately stopped and called me out on it, demanding to know why I said his name. I said it was just a slip of the tongue. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. There's no way that you just slipped up and said your friend's name while you're having sex with your boyfriend. Like, why would you even be thinking about him? Like, what? No, I don't believe that. He said he doesn't believe that. Exactly, because it's not believable. So some context here. My boyfriend isn't typically insecure until it comes to this one specific friend. So not only did you say your friend's name by the slip of the tongue, but you said the name of the friend who he doesn't really like that. That was done maliciously, because what do you mean? It's because he thinks he's not as handsome as my friend and he's shorter than him by a bit, which I don't think is something he needs to worry about. So now I can't convince him that I'm not attracted to my friend and that I wasn't thinking about my friend. What can I do to fix this? You're literally lying. Like, I don't care what you have to say, you're lying. Because what do you mean you weren't thinking about your friend? Like, you weren't thinking about your friend, but you said his name. Like, you literally said his name while having sex with your man. Like, no, that was malicious. Especially for you to say the friend's name that your boyfriend is basically jealous of. Like, nah. That was malicious. That was malicious. Okay, this one is titled, Am I the asshole for getting mad at my best friend for dating my ex? Wow. Why would you do that? That's so trashy. Like, you're really gonna date your friend's ex? I didn't even read it yet, but I already know this is trashy as fuck. My ex and I broke up after New Year's Eve. We were only officially dating starting on Halloween, but we had been talking since early September. We decided on a mutual breakup because I was moving 3 hours away and long distance is not our thing. My best friend had only met my ex 2 times prior to them dating. Once at a Halloween party and then another time at my New Year's Eve party. Throughout my whole relationship with my ex, my best friend would make comments about how I finally chose a cute one. And when I told her about our mutual breakup coming, she seemed to get really excited about it. I distinctly remember at the New Year's Eve party, she asked if she had my permission to go after him once we were broken up. Who asked that? Like, what the Hey, can I date your ex? Like, bitch, what the Like, I don't give a fuck if we were together for a day. Don't ask me no dumb-ass question like that. I told her that I was okay with them becoming friends, but I was very uncomfortable with them starting a relationship together. I thought that at the party we were on the same page because she agreed that she would look for someone else to date. Like, what? Well, yesterday she confessed to me that the day we broke up, she hooked up with him and they've been dating ever since. The day they broke up. She's been waiting since, when did y'all start dating? Since early September. She's been waiting since early September to fuck that nigga. I'm gonna tell you that now, because she's been plotting on him since the day she laid eyes on him. She couldn't wait for y'all to break up. Like, what kind of friend are you? I started texting all of our mutual friends and most of us agreed to cut her out of their friend group. She privately messaged me later saying I was dealing with this in an immature way and that I just need to grow up. What do you mean? Ooh wee. She said my relationship with him wasn't even that long, so it shouldn't be that serious. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if we were dating for a single day, 24 hours. Don't ever play in my face like that. Don't ever. Like, are you dumb? I told her that I didn't want her to be my friend anymore and blocked both of them. Did I overreact? Should I not have told our mutual friends? Am I the asshole for not being mature about this? You are being mature about that. You're being mature about it, because honestly, you could have beat her ass, but you didn't. I feel like that's mature. I feel like that's mature. Like, you could have beat her ass, but you did not do that. You just told her off. I don't even know if you told her off. You just told your friends what happened, and everybody decided not to talk to her. You know why? Because that's fucked up. Like, I think you went about it very maturely. And for her to go and hook up with him the same day that y'all broke up, they was both waiting. They was both waiting. And the fact that he even hooked up with your friend, like, no. Like, everybody, they're both weird, and they deserve each other, because they're fucking weirdos. This one doesn't have a title, but it says, my senior year of high school, we submitted senior year quotes for the yearbook, and my friends and I thought it would be a funny idea to submit a quote on behalf of another friend. Nothing better than cute boys at the beach. That's what the quote was. Nothing better than cute boys at the beach. With a heart. Like, you know, the hearts that got the thing and the 30. That's the type of heart. Friend whose quote we changed told his mom. His mom told the school. The school called the cops. On the first day of graduation practice, which was the last week of high school forever for me, myself and 2 friends got suspended, banned from walking at graduation, and 3 felony charges from the police officers handling the situation. That's so dramatic. Like, I don't get it. Soon after, we were handcuffed and taken to the main jail, where due to not being able to pay the $60,000 bail, we were booked into cells, got our jail clothes, and spent a little over 24 hours there. Charges have been dropped since, but what a shitty way to end high school. That seems so dramatic. Like, that seems so dramatic. The way that they overreacted, it was probably a group of black kids. They wanted any reason to lock them up, I'm sure. If it was a group of black kids, then I would totally understand, because they just want any reason to lock them up, because that shit didn't make no sense. Alright, y'all, that was all I had today. So some of those stories were kind of wild, for real. Thank y'all so much for voting on my poll. I'm really excited that you guys are interacting with me. Like, seriously, I love to interact with y'all. I will always like your comments. I'll always comment back. So make sure y'all comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. If y'all have any crazy stories to tell, or if you have any video suggestions that you want me to do, I will be happy to do them. I'm always looking for new content ideas. So yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my socials, and I don't think I have anything else to say. So yeah, until next time, bye.